Oh, and there we go. The red light is on. Red light special.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
not.
Let's get
Mhm.
into it. We are back on this Tuesday nights. I'm telling you, the weekend goes by so fast. It's like we be right back in the hot seat. Welcome to Tangy Tea of Life, everyone. I am your host, Veronica.
Break the bell, bro. Break it.
Thank you, Victor. Thank I love getting bells. Fatine be stingy with his bell during the show, but thank you. Thank you.
Oh God,
Thank
I gotta
you.
break the bell.
So glad to be back with you guys tonight. My brother Victor, damn it, boy White, welcome back.
And she said, "I'm stingy." Break that bell, Victor. Damn it.
That was me.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Sure didn't look like you was moving your arm, but I ain't saying that.
That was me.
That's because she's so toned. You can't tell.
Oh, I got something to say to her in a minute.
Oh. Well,
Mm-hmm.
welcome back, brother Fatine, all the way from WJLS, the radio station in New York.
What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I give you a bell.
I'll take it. I'll
So
take it.
glad to be back with you on this Tuesday. First of all, check out my bling. Okay, my girl Ann. This is one of her gifts that she got me for my birthday. Y'all see that? I'm blinging, baby.
You got it. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like something else I see too.
It's cute. What?
Mm. So I like. So first of all,
What?
the top you have on. The reason why I like that top because it reminds me. You see the straps. What does that? What's that, baby? Is that a brand?
Yeah, but I don't ask me to say it. I don't know. This is something my mom gave me.
That's cool. The reason why I like that, and I'll tell you why. And you don't look at me straight because I don't mean to be strange. This is serious. When I used to buy my wife Victoria's Secret, if you know you a woman, I like the bands that go around and say Victoria's Secret, the thick. Same way with us men that wear underwear that say Under Armour or whatever. I like the bands that has that, so that fits you. And then to be toned, like Victor said, it really sends out a nice picture of you tonight. So there you go. You gotta get a. That's a sexy bell to look athletic and sexy at the same time.
So
What happened? Victor said so.
I wanna say this. So
Thank
I
you.
like women who wear thongs, right? But I would never look to see if Veronica's got one on,
Well,
nor comment on that.
but that's not what. But that's not the band we're talking about. The band that see you don't know what I'm talking about.
I get the band. So you was like, the band reminded you of something. Veronica looks sexy. I would never tell Veronica, but we all different, so it is what it is.
Veronica, you understand what I talk about the band around the waist of the underwear? That's what I'm talking about, my brother, not the thong or the V string, the V string that comes from Victoria's Secret has nothing to do with that.
I was just making a parable just now. Like
Oh,
I like thongs, but there's certain women. Like if my mama had on a thong, I wouldn't look to see if she had one on.
oh,
I'm just,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, Veronica, I'm again. Like I said, if you come in my house and you walk down the hall with a thong on, unfortunately, I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna turn my head. Sorry. My mom's a different story. My mom's gonna walk around like that. Bye. All right, y'all. Welcome to Tangy Tea tonight. We gonna jump in here. We gonna do this a little. I'm gonna start this off with a little Tangy Tea after. Oh, y'all are back. I was getting ready to darken this up. Turn down the tone the lights down, and let's get into some hot combo. But anyway.
Alrighty. Well,
you know how we go.
thanks, Fatine, I guess. No,
No, I like that. I like the top, the whole look. It really looks good. You know, you working out, you doing your whole instruction thing. You doing well with that. We see that, and you look good at what you're doing, and it's a compliment to you on that. But I compliment you on different things that you wear, and I do really like that top that you have on today.
Thank you so much, Fatine. Thank you. Ladies love getting compliments.
All compliments.
I was
Oh. Let's get Victor in there. This show wouldn't be without Victor getting his stir in the pot, boy. I tell you, because he got his own ingredients for the stew.
Let's move it along. Well, welcome, guys, to Tangy Tea of Life. This is where we talk about any and everything. Hello, Noah. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Thomas. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Sly. Thank you so much for the stars. We appreciate you and all of you for watching tonight. How was you guys' weekend, Victor, Fatine?
So it was cool. We did our male table talk Saturday, and I don't know if anybody watched it, but at the end of it, I told John. So John actually showed to me two raw emotions that maybe people didn't get a chance to see. Um, Not to put his business out there, but you can see John actually shed a tear. When we was on the show, he went in depth on a lot of things, and we had a conversation after the fact, and a lot of times, most of the time I agree with John, but like Marvin was talking about, and I have to work on this myself, is my delivery. And sometimes in our delivery the message gets lost. But I feel like John says in the conversation, if you care about me and you know me, focus on the message, not the actual delivery of it, even though that can be hard to do. When somebody is sitting here, pouring their heart out to you, like I like to curse and I throw a lot of curse words out there, but I'm not cursing at you. I'm just cursing. So that's something that I know I need to work on. They say a person with a limited vocabulary uses curse words, but I just think it adds a little pizzazz to it every now and then. But I had a real good time with all four of the fellas that joined up there, and I want to thank them again for um, being a part of our vision as a whole with the male table talk.
Yes. Fatine, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, real quick. So, real quick, like Victor says about the separating the message from the messenger, and a lot of times, unfortunately, it gets clouded like that at the end of the day. But that's a great point, Victor. That people they don't listen. As soon as someone opens their mouth, they're looking at the messenger instead of the message. I mean, we went through that during the Million Man March when Minister Farrakhan called it. A lot of people looked at a lot of things that the minister has talked about, this, that, and the other, but it was the message that he was delivering, not about the messenger at the end of the day. Again, happy belated birthday to Mr. Sammy. And as Victor said about John, I said to Victor on the serious side, because he just said it. You just said it, bro. Sometimes your message gets mixed up because how you deliver it, how you say it. But Victor said something the other night. I don't want to use the word open up because he explained something. And then I'm so glad that I'm getting to know Victor. I know getting to know you, Veronica, But getting to know Victor is very interesting because a lot of times I was judgmental on the brother because what? I didn't know him. And he said some things at men table talk this weekend about why he do certain things or don't do certain things. And I thought that was so interesting, Victor, when you say you don't want to sit down with someone and talk about trauma in the past because you don't want to relive it. You already went through it. Why do I want to go and relive it and hash up those emotions? So, bro, I'm glad that you said that. It was a good. Even Marvin, he talked a lot, but I just want to again, like you said, brother, I thank you because you're creative. You know, Veronica mentioned this before. You put it in motion, and I just thought that it's a value to see us brothers come together and have conversation. And Veronica, to have you in the chat, coming down there and doing what you did that day to make sure we got on and everything, and then being in the chat, it just really felt like family at Saturday. So thank you all, Victor and Veronica, and the rest of the fellas that were there, Marvin, John, Mr. Sammy, and of course Victor and myself.
Yes. And I'm going to say something about the show in just a second, but since Victor put that up there, and I definitely was going to say something about Mr. Sammy. Mr. Sammy is one of our biggest listeners, fans, whatever you want to call it. We
Top
love
fan.
we love Mr. Sammy here on the T. He is definitely family. So let's all pause for a second. Let's have a moment of silence. Mr. Sammy lost his mother, and let's just all have a moment of silence. Amen. Miss Amy, we are praying for you and your sister Carol and your entire family during this difficult time. Please let us know if we can do anything. Prayers are definitely going out to each and every one of you. The show Sunday, like I text you guys after the show, and I said that it was a great show. I feel like that was one of the best shows that y'all had so far. It's been what, 4 male table talks so far. That was by far one of the best. A lot of information was said on that show. A lot of information that men needed to hear, as well as we women as well. But it was definitely very informative, and just to see you guys come together and talk about what goes on as far as male issues when it comes to health issues and things like that that involves your daily lives. So that was a great show, and thank you all for sharing your stories. And it meant a lot. I actually was talking to this guy at the gym when just all of a sudden, he was just telling me how, he don't like to bother his wife and, tell her a lot of things that's going on within, with him. He feel like, he said feel like he don't want to, you know, what's the word? She already have enough going on,
Inconvenient.
Yeah. He don't want to be an inconvenience to her. So I was telling him, I said, you need to check out the show because the guys actually talked about, that, and having an outlet and having someone to talk to. And yeah, like I just felt like the show was very, 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 very good Saturday. So shouts out to you guys.
Thank you, Veronica.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Hello, Marlene. Miss Jacqueline. Hey, Karen. Hey, Shanetta. All of you out there, we appreciate y'all so much for watching tonight. Yes, a burden. He don't want to be a burden to his wife. And a lot of times I feel like you men do feel like you all are being a burden on your significant other. and you just hold a lot of stuff in. But of course, you guys talked about that on the show, and if you guys have not had a chance to watch the replay, do so. It's on all of our Facebook personal pages and also right here on Tangy Tea of Life page as well. And it's over there on YouTube as well. So make sure you check it out. Very, very great show Saturday. All right. So we have an email letter, and it actually came from a male. I'm so hyped about it because, majority of our email letters come from females. So tonight we have an email from a guy. So before I get into it, it's all hearts and minds are clear. Anything else y'all have to say?
So I'm working with one hand. So I messed my hand up, and if you see a little funny thing on my other hand, it's just protecting my hand. So I'm one hand Vic tonight. So
How you put that lotion on it? But that's another story.
well, I don't use lotion, but I can still masturbate with my left hand.
Okay, got
It's
you.
long enough.
Got you. I hear you, brother.
What just happened? What?
Anyway,
Oh my
I
god.
got something real quick to say. My mom's is not here, but today is her birthday, and I just want to just say, just her in thought, happy birthday to her, and then my cousin Pat and her siblings, their father, Pat Adams, and their father and my mom shared the same birthday. So happy birthday to them in that spiritual abode where they are at today.
Yes. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom.
Thank you.
To- So let's get to I was going to say something about parents, but a lot is going on, so I'm not gonna.
Why not?
I
I mean, look, I enjoyed it. Thanks.
no, I just was gonna say that it's a blessing
Mm-hmm.
to have, who who Victor, that wasn't you. Somebody texted me today, and who? Oh, it was my cousin. We was talking, and he was like, it's a blessing that we have our parents still here with us. So it's definitely a blessing. If you still have your parents here, hug up on them, love up on them, let them know that you love them, talk to them, try to call them every day to see how they're doing. If you can't make it by their house, parents are so special, and we gotta love up on them while they still here.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you didn't hold that back. Thank you, Jacqueline. Perfect. And when I met your moms in person, Veronica, it felt so personal because of what I was just saying to myself. You were blessed to still able to talk to moms, talk to dad, hug them. I didn't say that to you, but I did mention that I met your moms at the event a couple of weeks ago. So you're right, and I second that. Please do that because when they're here, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Thank you, Fatima.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to move to this email letter. I advise you all to pay attention because there is a lot of detail in this letter. I read it once. I didn't go back over it. And I was at work when I read it today. So it was a lot that I probably missed, skipped over, however you want to say it. But we're going to get into this email letter. Once again, it is coming from a male. So, ladies, we want to pay attention because he got some key words, signs, or however we want to call it in this letter. Okay, so here we go. Invading other people's privacy will always get you in your feelings. So it said, Dear Tangy T, my wife and I have been married for 12 years. I'm 40 and she's 42. When we met, I had a son who is now 18, who is living in another state 4 hours away 4 hours away from us with his grandmother, and she had a daughter who is now 22. We also have 3 younger kids, 5, 3, and 11 months old. We I've I've tried to explain to my wife that I don't feel appreciated or supported. A hardworking husband wants to get off and come home to a good home cooked meal. A husband wants to lay in the bed with his wife and feel wanted and not be the one to always initiate intimacy. A husband wants to sit in the house and chill sometimes instead of knowing his wife is going to have an attitude if he doesn't feel like getting in the streets with her. I've explained this to my wife, but it's like she just doesn't get it. My wife invaded my privacy one day and went through my phone and found an exchange of messages and Cash App to my 18-year-old son's best friend mother that I grew up with and known since I was a child. I admitted to my wife that I was only talking to her because I needed that shoulder to cry on. And I also admitted that I was completely wrong for conversing with her. My son was at his best friend's house one day and his car wouldn't crank. So his best friend mother had the car towed and repaired at a nearby shop. So I sent her the money back by Cash App. But of course, I'm being accused of giving her money and screwing her. My wife pulled up my phone records and started texting and calling numbers she didn't recognize. So I blocked her from having access. We are now talking. We are now taking counseling. And my wife told the counselor if I don't add her back to having access to my phone records, it will only prove that I'm screwing my friend and she is going to file for divorce. My response was, I've already admitted my faults and wrongdoing, so is nothing else to prove. Does it really seem does it really seem like I'm cheating on my wife? Am I wrong for wanting some type of privacy? Am I wrong for being more than tired and just wanting a peace of mind, even if it means not fighting for my marriage? Sincerely, even when a man is telling the truth, he's still in no win situation.
Mm. Mm.
So I read that kind of slow because it was a lengthy letter and it was kind of a lot to take in. So I kind of, I didn't want to rush on this letter. Um, and that's why I titled this, Ladies, Do We Really Listen to the Men in Our Lives? I do feel like, and this kind of touched home for me. I'm not going to get personal, but it touched home for me. Because I do feel like the men in our lives sometimes do kind of warn us, like warn us like, okay, if I'm telling you what I need, I'm telling you how I feel, I'm telling you what I want, you know, I need that affection. I need that comfort when I come home. I need for you to be that peace when I come through the door. And he's saying it multiple times and over again. And sometimes it's not clicking with us because we're so comfortable in our zone and doing our daily lives, daily things going, and sometimes we don't pay attention to when our man really is telling us, listen, I need for you to pay attention. I need for you to listen at what I'm saying because it's not working. It's not working right now. Something is not clicking. And Samantha over here is willing to listen at me talk about my problems. Samantha is listening. You're not listening, but you should be listening because you are my girl. You are my wife. You are my significant other, but you're not listening. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to talk to Samantha. All right. And this is where I have the problem at because some men don't get it and some we don't get it as well when it comes to that. But you guys have to be careful when you're stepping to a Samantha or a Amy or Monique or whoever and going to them to tell your problems and your issues and what's going home, because women catch feelings. You think that by you telling her what's going on inside your home that they are just listening at your problems. They're taking it in and they're saying to themselves, oh, I can be a better woman. I can do this for him. I can do that for him. I'm going to comfort him in his time of need. All that time you're thinking this woman just want to be your friend, but in reality, she want to be that woman to take care of you. She want to be that woman to step in and do the things that your woman isn't doing at the house. So I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna turn it over to you, brothers, and get your feedback on the letter.
So, me personally, I love jumping on the person who wrote the letter. So I need for him, if I hope he's watching, to realize when I actually wrote this down so I can get better clarity. And as you was talking, I'm looking at it. So they've been married 12 years. So the biggest thing that he is not understanding that I'm looking at is they got 3 kids, 5, 3, and 11 months. That woman is not going to say that you top priority when you got 3 little ones like that. I mean, and I got a 3 month old, so I get it, bro. You're going, she probably at one point in time, you probably was a priority. And now that you have these 3 little ones, especially the 11-month old, um, sex is probably not even on her mind right now. And y'all had them later, kind of late. I ain't gonna say later in life, but y'all had them in your late 30s. So I mean, I get it. I was in a relationship where it was one sided on the affection side. So I'm not knocking nobody for what happened or transpired, but you know who you married. And if she morphed into this, then you gonna have to understand that she's got these little kids here and you're going to have to be creative, and I get it. If you're trying to be creative and she's not working with you, bro, I get it. So with the whole Cash App exchange and you talking to this woman, when we're upset, we do ask for opinions from other people that we shouldn't. But when you have to hide that, then that's when something is wrong. So I'm gonna swing back. I don't want to go too far into it, but I'll swing back later and let Fatim give his thoughts on it.
All right. I think both of y'all are interesting thoughts. The reason why I wrestle with this, because I've walked in these footsteps. So first of all, let me just tell the brother, because a lot of times, and I hear more from the women saying that us men need to open up. And brother, thank you for writing this letter. Because when you wrote this letter, I saw myself in a lot of things that you had written there. I don't want to compare your wife to my past wife, but I will say where your mistake was. Your mistake was you just wasn't honest with her, and you have your reason why you wasn't honest with her. But as Victor said, and I'm just going back into the letter, he expressed some of the things that bothered him. And he seems like he mentioned this to her, I don't get any time just for myself. And it's not like I'm trying to go out with the boys. I just want to sometimes just chill at home and don't want to get in the street with you. I get attitude. You understand what I'm saying? And when you get frustrated, I've been there. When you get frustrated, as you just said, Victor, sometimes you do things where it's a lack of judgment. That's why I said, bro, that's where you made the mistake. I was honest. And I would say certain things. The reason why it came back on me because my past wife wasn't honest, that it really affected her more than she said. You understand? Your wife is telling you, she seems a little selfish. But I don't want to start throwing daggers at her because she did go through your phone and she did find something. But at this stage, trust is broken. I don't care how much counseling you go to. She just put a ultimatum out there. If you don't add her back into the access to your phone, to your phone, she's going to file for divorce. So if she feels that the kids and you as being a father and the love that you're supposed to have for one another is worth a damn phone, bro, look at it from that perspective. You can admit your mistake that I should have been honest. Hey, wifey, listen, my so-and-so got a situation, blah, 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 that. The reason you probably didn't tell, because I got it. You said it. I needed a shoulder to cry on. So you're not going to tell your wife that I'm talking to another woman and leaning on her shoulder about problems within our house. I can't say you right or wrong for that. I'll say what Victor said, and I said it the other day. We tend to do that. Us men ain't going to counseling to do that. We'll turn to a friend, and it's usually not. We'll talk to a brother for a moment. But if there's an opposite sex there, which I mentioned the other day, it's a female for us guys, and she is sympathetic. And you know why a lot of women are sympathetic? Because when they're looking from the outside in and see a good man, they was like, look, I'm gonna be support for this good man because
didn't I say this?
Huh?
Didn't I say this?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just putting I'm just summing up what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I see where the mistake you made of not being open. And I think that if you want an open and honest relationship, you should have been open about that. That's your mistake. But you got to look at this, that the access to your phone and divorce, those are some strong words. So you really got to look at this for what it really is, my brother, because you can have love, but if you ain't got trust, the relationship will never work.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because you all say time and time again, just had someone comment on a post today about this. Women catch feelings faster than a man, like this. A man can do his thing and can be out the door and not look back at that female, but when he want to return, or however you want to say it. So my question to you all is, why would you all, okay, you have your girlfriend, wife, whatever at home, okay? You're having some issues inside the home. Why would you all reach out to the opposite sex to tell your problems to, when you know there's a possibility that this other female will catch feelings for you? And that's going to be a whole nother problem inside the problem that you're having at home. Why do you turn to the opposite sex?
You want that first? Okay.
So there's a possibility of anything. It's a possibility if I tell my homeboy that he gonna give me some bad advice. So I'm trying to understand where my woman is coming from. So my homeboy cannot do that, but another woman can. So I need to get a female perspective because I don't understand y'all. And I hopefully I ain't gonna say hopefully, but one day I would like to say I get it the first time that something happens. But normally it's when I have shared things that or issues that I've had with a woman, and I'm sitting here telling the person who I'm confiding in, if it's a woman that's I know that I trust, she's a lot of times ain't on my side. She's like, I don't see how you didn't see that. So it opens my eyes to that. So I have a circle of friends that I do confide in that's gonna be open and honest with me and objective as long as I'm telling the 100% truth. Now when I start doctoring shit and stuff like that, then I can get them to sway my way because a lot of times they'll say, Vic, that don't even sound right. That ain't don't even sound right. So I'm just saying that's how we do that with the opposite sex to get that
Okay.
That
Yep.
feeling. Yep.
Before you jump in for teen right quick, and I'm gonna say this and then you can go back to that. I just don't want to lose my train of thought. Okay, wait a minute. So you saying that you go to the opposite sex because you want her opinion, you want the opinion coming from another female.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, so why this couldn't come from a family member, a sister, a close cousin, a aunt? Like, why you can't go talk to the opposite sex within why does it have to be outside?
Because my cousins are biased. my aunts are old school, so they're not going to be objective to the 2023 relationships. Pretty much, my older family members, I mean, they're a lot older than me, so they're going to not look at it as if they still got that old school mentality. The man is always right. Shut your mouth and do whatever. That shit don't work these days.
Mhm.
So I'd rather go to a woman who I know is, I'm gonna say similar, but they have similar characteristics with their lives set up, so I can get something objective, at least some objective advice. Now I might not use it, but I at least want another person's opinion.
And Fatina, I throw both of those questions to you.
Okay, so to answer the first one, and I'm looking at the comments, and again, here we go, is the bias here is a man is telling you how he doesn't feel appreciated. And he seems like a good brother, and it's like, oh, he got alternative motives. That's why brothers don't open the F up, because he said it. He said it in the letter. We can't win. And I'm looking at your female comments, some of your female comments. Female brothers, men can't have female friends. He has alternative motives. That's why we don't open up, because y'all tend to, when we open up and honest about things, y'all come at us. So why do it? But to answer your question, he said he doesn't feel appreciated. So a man that is busting his ass and doing the right thing, working, taking care of his child from another situation that's at his grandmother or the grandmother's house, and then taking care of these 3 children and the wife, and he doesn't feel appreciated, and he opens up to a friend, it's no blueprint of who the hell he has to open up to if he don't feel appreciated and he want a shoulder to cry on. He said that. Yo, women think that it's not a prerequisite. If my wife or whoever I'm dealing with and she feels that she needs a shoulder to cry on, I could come back as a man and be selfish and say, well, you should have went to your female friend. But if she chose to go to a guy, that's her choice. If you push that way sometime, you go to where you feel comfort. Y'all need to listen sometime and still stop throwing daggers at the end of the day. To answer your question, why you don't go to a female cousin, I tend to go to my female cousins at the end of the day. The difference in that, and just being honest with it, is my female cousins they're not gonna throw me, they're gonna be honest with me and they're gonna tell me that. But for me, where I don't feel appreciated and there is no family ties and I'm reaching out to another female, there is a sense of being appreciated, even talking to a friend, because that person seems to have a little bit more sympathetic bone for you. And as it being a female that you're not getting at home, you want to get some kind of comfort. Your cousins ain't going to be able to comfort me. They'll tell me right from wrong. But another female, you get some kind of comfort. It don't have to be that it has to be physical. Don't have to be that, but it's something you're looking for. Y'all got to stop this. This is real. You don't feel appreciated. There's no emotion there. He's hurt.
So looking at these comments from the women, like the team said, because I missed some of them because this was doing. So I scroll back through. Y'all some cold hearted motherfuckers,
Exactly,
man.
man.
That I mean, for a man to open up, that's why you get cheated on. That's why ain't nobody gonna ever take you fucking seriously. Is because as a man, we have fucking emotions.
That's right.
We are people too. And I know the comment was funny, but you say he sound like a whole bitch. Okay, to you he do, but to somebody, this man is opening up. Y'all want us to be open and honest and all this shit, but at the end of the day, you want some damn savage ass caveman that's just gonna go to work and bring you the money home. You fuck him every now and then, and he better be faithful. It's like it's more to a relationship than that. If I can't cry in front of you, I don't need to be with you. Not to say that I will, but I need to feel like I can cry in front of you. And the way that some of y'all is acting in these comments, man, the hell with all y'all.
I'm telling you, a lot of these people that they just don't understand. It's like you give emotion, you give comments, but you don't listen. You talk a good game, but you can't walk a good game.
Well, let's not be rude to our
It's
listeners.
not about
I,
being rude, it's being honest.
if I came off as being rude, I apologize. But this is something that I have dealt with. It's like I can't be genuine. Like I have to have this hard exterior all the time until the point that it's just tired, man. Like I want to say certain things sometimes because a lot of time I'll tell you this, Veronica. I'll be 100% honest with you. I agree with you a lot of the times, but I can't publicly agree with you on this show sometimes because if I do, then it comes off as like, damn, he acting like a little bitch now, and it's just getting frustrating. Sometimes it just gets
So
frustrating.
yeah, Kiana Cannon, she says no one says you can't have feelings or emotions. Talk to your wife. Did you listen to the letter, Kiana? He says he can't really get through to her. He tries to talk to her. What are you missing here? He says, I can't even get a moment at home without her getting frustrated and getting her ass on her shoulder if I don't get in the street with her, because I just want to have a little personal or quality time to myself. Well, you're not listening. Talk to your wife. Well, he did try to talk to her wife, and she's not sympathetic.
Fatine, please read Eva Dixon's comment, please, sir.
Eva,
Veronica. Okay, Veronica, I think you're trying to say why would he go to the opposite sex with someone that he don't know or possibly have known in the past and who will be open to any advances that be reciprocated.
yes.
And we understand what we one thing we didn't attack each other and didn't attack Veronica. Veronica did what a host supposed to do is to ask the questions. And I think your questions were right on point today.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, because like I said at the beginning, this letter kind of hit home to me because you reach out to someone else to tell them what's going on inside your home. You feel like, oh, she's there to listen to me, but then it turns into a whole affair. That's what I'm saying. Like, you reach out to these females. You men have to be careful. You reach out to these females. You're thinking that these females are there to listen to you and to they're going to tell you some. I'm not saying all women, because some women are there for support and support only. But a lot of these females are very messy. They're going to agree with everything you say. And they're going to say things like, well, yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. Maybe you should move on. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that. And going to get closer and closer and closer and closer. And if you're not strong-minded as a man, next thing you know, there y'all go in the bedroom together.
so what if we are strong-minded? See, like
If you're strong-minded, I respect that. But not all men are strong-minded. They will get to that point and they will end up sleeping with this woman who they supposed to be just.
now we go to the part of sleeping with her, and he just helped. He just helped.
This is what I've been through. I'm going through my experience. I'm telling you what happened to me.
Got it. But we're talking from and I respect that because but we're talking from the guy wrote this letter tonight, and I do respect what you're saying because you're right, Veronica, that can happen. Let me just jump in here since this comment is to me from Letitia McFadden. For teen, a married person or someone in a relationship, you should never look to the opposite sex to comfort you. A resolution, cool, but comfort, no. So let's because we play with words and understand. So yeah, so let's pull the word. I use the word comfort in a sense, but let's pull the word comfort because when we look at the word comfort, we look at it kind of from a physical. I'll pull that word back. Yeah. I'll pull that word back because I'm not looking for comfort from physical. As you know, comfort can still the mind. It could be mental. It don't have to be physical at the end of the day. But since you want to play with words here, I'll pull the word comfort out of that at the end of the day. But don't tell me who I can't and cannot go to. It's times when I went to my past wife's girlfriends. See, we've had that kind of thing. So I was cool where I could call her girlfriend and talk. And then sometimes, no, listen. Again, what worked for y'all worked for y'all. What worked for me in my relationship, it worked for me. Sometimes that girlfriend can get through to her friend quicker than I because we're in that relationship. So at times, my wife would probably say, you know what? I'm listening to X, Y, and Z. I don't want to put her girlfriend's names out there, but I hear what you're saying. But you know, fatigue get on my nerves sometimes, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes they get you to refocus because sometimes there's other things that's all in there that we going through in a relationship that another person can talk to that person to help deal with the circumstance at the end of the day. I just disagree with y'all saying at the end of the day, a man can't go to a woman for some advice. I just disagree with that. At the end of the day, we have to be, if he's a dedicated man and he hasn't stepped out and cheated, then why put that on his back if it hasn't happened? And it didn't seem to happen in this letter.
So I'm gonna say this. When I, bro, you do things that I'm gonna just leave it at that. So
Y'all don't walk like I do, and no, I know.
I,
You know,
and that's
now. You know how
and that's the beauty of the human species, that we all different, and maybe some people can do that. But me personally, anytime I've ever gotten advice from a woman, I never told my woman that I got advice from another woman, because I feel like that's setting myself up for failure. Going to her friends, to me, is a no-no. I would never do that, because then it could open up to, well, it just opens up something that I'm just trying not to open up.
I agree.
Um,
with you.
I
Okay.
I appreciate I appreciate what everybody's is saying, because it's giving me a a, a window to look to see how y'all really treat y'all men when y'all with them, as if we damn near slaves. That's just what I'm from some of these comments out here, that y'all think that this guy did something that bad. Now, Patricia said he said he was looking for comfort, not advice. And then Fatim came back and said, we playing with words. You know what I'm saying? There's sometimes we just want to be around a feminine woman, because our woman at the house ain't that. Not to say that we're going to advance or do something with that, but you can only go as far as I let you go.
Thank
Now,
you.
if I let you do that, then guess what? Then guess what? I'm wrong.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, because why? That's why I say, why would you even want to take it there though? You want someone to talk to that.
Veronica, real quick, I gotta jump in here. Veronica, I just got to know you. Let's just say I start talking to a female down here in 3-4 years and something come up. You're a friend. I can't come to you, Veronica. Listen, I need some advice. And we're cool. Me and you are cool. And you're a friend of mine. You're a female friend. Listen, I need some advice. I'm going through a little bit. What is your point of view on this from a woman's perspective? What's wrong with that right there, Veronica?
Listen, let's not get it twisted. I don't see you in that kind of way,
Right.
sexually.
Right.
You may see me in that kind of way,
I'm cool. We're friends. I said we're friends, Veronica. So let's be real.
but
You know,
I'm saying
so if I come to you,
that's a totally different
no, it's
ball
not.
game. That's totally different. Yes, you can come to me. Victor can come to me to talk to me.
So why couldn't he go to his friends, his son's friends, his best friend's mother? And he said they grew up together. What was wrong with that?
What's wrong with it? Is you
Yeah.
sending her cash apps behind my back. Y'all talking behind my back. If you're nothing but friends, why you didn't tell me about the cash app?
That's the
why I
mistake
gotta
you made.
why I gotta go through text messages and see text messages after text messages after text messages of you texting this woman? If
And I
y'all
said,
so close of a friend, I feel like I should know you're really close friends. I'm your wife. If
But you
y'all
may
that
not
close
know.
of a friend, if y'all that close of a friend, if y'all been childhood friends, that means you probably been to our house. That means you've been to our wedding. That means you probably was in the wedding. If y'all that good of a friends, come on now. But let me say this before we move on. This may be something that you men don't know, don't get, or don't want to get. Okay? Women are totally different from men.
Oh, we know that.
Women move totally different than men. And I say some women, and let me explain this to you. Some women are very, very messy. Some women don't want to see men with a certain woman. They may not even know that woman, but they know that man, and they know what kind of man he is and what he does and how he take care of things and blah 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 blah. And they see this woman, they're going to try everything they can to block this from going on. Women move different, so a lot of times men are not going to understand why a woman feel the way that she feel. A lot of times you men don't understand why sometimes we don't want you talking to that particular woman. Because really we see the roll in the eyes. We see the low-key jealousy. We see the low-key backstabbing. We see things that men don't see. So like some of these women saying in the comments, okay, that's because probably half of them or all of them already been through something. They've been through what this man is speaking about in this letter. So they're going by what their experiences was in their past relationships or whatever. I'm one of them. So I'm telling you, there's women out here that, like I said, that don't even know you, but don't want to see you with a certain man. Don't want to see you get ahead about this. Don't want to see you get ahead about, I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about when it comes to careers. Women is jealous as HELL.
We got that. We know that.
Look at things. We see things different than you guys. So I just wanted to say that a little bit.
It ain't like we don't see some of the things,
so
and you're right.
Don't think that woman that you're talking to is actually talking to you because she wants to comfort you.
Yeah, but that's not
because wait a minute, because you're bringing it out. She really want to talk to you because she don't want to see you with her anyway.
I'm not gonna sit there. You was good to that point. How the hell do you know that? This letter is from this man's perspective.
I know that because I'm a woman.
Yeah, but you don't know what the other woman is thinking. How do you say because you're a woman, you get carte blanche to think what the other woman is thinking that she wants to?
So how is it okay for you to? So how is it okay for you to say we as women don't think like men? We can't speak for men.
I didn't say that. I didn't.
You said that many times.
I'm not saying that we don't. We do think differently, and we have said that.
So don't tell me what a woman thinks. You don't know. You only know what a man thinks.
I know what a man thinks,
and I said not all women. I said some women.
And I agree with you, Veronica, but I'm looking at this from the perspective, y'all women always have a way of twisting. This is a brother that opened up. He made a mistake. None of us men defended on this panel, what he made a mistake about. But y'all always flip on with the woman, this, that, and the other, and not concerned about the man. Y'all are
you didn't even hear what I just said.
You didn't hear everything you said.
I'm speaking from a woman's perspective.
But that doesn't take away from the man that wrote the letter about his perspective.
Can I finish making my point?
I thought you was finished. I thought I had the table.
You cannot answer what I just spoke about women.
I can answer that.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can. I can agree with you on some of the things. But what that has to do with his feelings, and he made the mistake, and he's admitted the mistake.
First of all, I wasn't talking about him. I'm talking about the woman and how the woman is feeling. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with this man because that's why I said a lot of times women do not listen at that man. Women do not listen when that man is telling them what they're missing from home. They go out there, and that's why they seek other women to fulfill what they're missing at home because we're not listening. I totally get what this man is saying. What I'm saying is there's messy ASS women out there.
I agree with you. And I said I agree with you.
And they do things to be messy. They don't want to see another woman get ahead. They don't want to see.
And I agree with that. You must have didn't hear that.
don't want to see a relationship make it because they want to get in between of what is going on.
And I
That's
agree
all
with
I'm
you.
saying.
And I agree
Kudos
with you
to
on
the
that.
man that wrote the letter. I'm not even against what he wrote in the letter because what he wrote in the letter is facts. But some of the things I don't agree with because, like I said, he should have told her about the cash apps.
And
He
I
should
agree
have
with you,
told her.
Veronica. I want you to just understand that. I agree with it. I said that in my opening. He should have told her. I agree with what you just said. Some women are messy. I agree with you that we men and women move differently. I just want you. So just if they play this back, I said that. But I'm just saying it's because sometimes we flip it when a woman is writing something and we jump onto the man. I'm just saying when a man opens up and he's talking about this, but you explained this. So it's no use because we're saying similar things or almost the same. You're talking about the woman and how some women, not all women, are messy. I agree with you there.
Thank you. Go ahead, Victor.
So I don't know this Carl Cheryl person, but we don't care about her feelings right now. We're talking about him. So I don't get why she is
Hmm.
worried about how she feeling. If she wants to write a letter, and I'm pretty sure she has feelings, we acknowledge the fact that she probably ain't going to initiate sex because she has three small kids. She probably ain't going to initiate sex because she feels like her man is got an inappropriate relationship. We get that. But what we're saying is the things that happened before that where he felt unappreciated and how men can come and say things to each other that we can't always be so strong all the time. So
And
I
there's some,
get it,
yeah,
but
we as
go
men,
ahead.
we gotta be careful with that
Yeah. And yet,
because
and
and
yet
then
is
we wonder why the man, wanders off somewhere to get what he's missing, and that's vice versa. But I'm sticking with the men because a man wrote this letter because that definitely can go two ways.
yeah.
But I feel like a man will be much quicker to go out there and lean on a female's shoulder than a woman would be fast to go out there. Some
Got it.
anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not gonna that's her opinion. So
because
and
she gonna have the strap on her shoulder when I go on and lean on it.
Gaddis, what is it? Gaddis wrote, writes, and I'm wondering, she says, real child, I see why men keep their feelings to themselves. And it's so interesting. And Victor, I want to hear from you and Veronica, of course. But from us, a lot of us men, I've seen past relationships, not from just me, uncles, father. I've seen how their relationships have went. And I've seen the good and I've seen the bad. I've seen when my father or my uncles was wrong, and I've seen when the women may have been wrong. And one thing that I can't take, and my father couldn't take, and my uncles couldn't take is this nagging, especially if we ain't did shit. So you know why? We, as once we see this and we grow up and see this, we see this, that us men, and then we start to go through that at home. That's right, Gaddis. That's why we shut the hell down. Because you know what? It's a vicious cycle. And when we feel like we are not getting no support, and it's always the same thing over and over and over, we shut the hell down. We ain't coming to you. We'll go to a boy, we'll go to a friend, we'll go to a male, we'll go to a female, because we've seen it so much, and then to experience it, we feel that we can't change this at the end of the day. That's why some of us do what we do and not step out to be physical. We step out because the vicious cycle continues till we can't talk and get through to that woman. And we've seen it so damn much in our family. We ain't going through that crap because we're tired. We're tired.
So I'm gonna look at it. There's for team, you are 100% right, and I agree with you. I just want to say this:
Mhm.
women, there's a difference between being concerned and talking shit
Gotcha.
and nagging. There's like I don't ever want you to stop caring about me, but once you made your point, that's it. Once I made my decision, that's it. You don't have to keep telling me, even if I'm wrong, damn, I'm fucked up. Don't keep harping on that. Let that go. And I've noticed, and I may have some woman tendencies a little bit too sometimes, but I've noticed that sometimes, just sometimes when you're in a relationship, it's like y'all keep score. And it's like you feel like, and let me back up. When I was in relationships with women, it felt like they were keeping score. Some of them, and it's like, well, I told you this, this, and this, and that's this. I'm like, well, damn, who the hell is looking? Like, why do you have to keep reminding me you were right 2 years ago, or you were right 6 weeks ago about some shit that I done forgot about? And it's like, damn, is there like an audience that's watching us and some hidden cameras? Like, let that shit go. We are in this together trying to make this shit work. Don't keep score because now it feels like a competition of who can be right and who can be wrong.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Who
Um,
is what's it, Letitia?
Letitia
Letitia
She
had,
McFadden.
said,
go
I
ahead.
commend him for expressing his feelings, but we got to look at the issue at hand. He's sexually frustrated and not feeling appreciated. Those are the main reasons why he should not have conversed with another woman, point blank, period. And you know what, Letitia, you're 100% right
Thank you.
because he's,
Thank you.
but why is he sexually frustrated?
So
His wife, his
But
wife, his wife know he's sexually frustrated. If you don't want to have sex, God gave you two more holes and two hands. You better use at least one of them.
yeah. And let me just go in
but
there since she mentioned the man. I look at Veronica real quick. So you at the end of the day, and he's sexually frustrated, and that's why I use the word comfort, but
Comfort.
sometimes because remember we're physically frustrated but we also mentally frustrated from the lack of sex at the end of the day. So if there is any kind of energy through a conversation, but there is, when I use the word energy, slight feminine male, you know how that rap goes, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah, so and so, if he's getting a little bit of something from that, just a little bit of something, but not crossing the line, not meeting with her, not kissing her, not being intimate with her, and he's getting some kind of joy from that conversation, where you got to deal with 3 kids at home, your other child out, work, and then come home and still be frustrated. Damn right, I'm gonna do that. And I'm not. Unfortunately, teacher, I hear you. I'm going to do that because I'm not going to live my life and be in a ball of confusion all the way around.
you're gonna do what?
I'm gonna, if I have to talk to that female to get some type of feel like some kind of exhale without crossing the line in a sense of being intimate with her and flirting with her, but just having a conversation, just a man and a woman just having a
How
nice
how
conversation,
how
I'm
long
gonna do that because I'm always wound tight in this relationship.
how long is it gonna take you to say to yourself, okay, I can't take no more. Like I'm getting ready to step out and I'm getting ready to talk to
That comes up to the individual. That comes up to the individual. And
I'm,
when
I'm
that
talking to
comes to
you.
the
I'm speaking to you. How long will it take you? Because you're saying, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to.
okay, okay.
How long will it take for you to get there?
It depends. You can't put no answer. But you ask me, it can get there if it's a consistency for a while. For a while, I can get there. I can't put as you can't put no time to. I can't say 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. I can't tell you that. If I feel that this relationship is not going anywhere, and we realize it's not going away, but we haven't separated or got a divorce or whatever, and it's just dead end, then
Will you
unfortunately, there's
consider
no time period on it.
will you consider canceling first? Or will you just step out?
I think at this stage of my life now, I would look at cancer. I would look. I can't say that. I can't say that because a relationship is just not. It's other factors in there. So I just can't say I'm gonna sit there and look to cancel right off the bat. I just can't because people cheat on each other and find out about it and still don't cancel. So I don't know if I'm gonna cancel. I
Go
just
ahead.
can't. I can't answer. You ask me, or I can't tell you that. I don't know.
My answer to that is one weekend. You got one damn weekend to get your shit together, or I'm out.
I mean,
Now,
I know a lot of times you be funny, but are you being funny or are you being
I'm
serious?
being, I'm being. See, Veronica, y'all two been married. I'm not. I haven't been. You get one weekend and I'm gone because at some point in time, like I can't speak on this. I cannot speak on this on this because I have not been through that. I have not made the ultimate commitment to somebody. But what I'm saying is, if me and you together and I'm trying, and a weekend pass and we not getting nowhere, I'm seeking validation somewhere else. I might not cheat. I'm not saying cheating or nothing like that, but I am seeking attention from somebody else
You're gonna
because
open
apparently you're not giving it to me, huh?
you're gonna open that door. Now, how long are you talking in between time? How long have you been dating this female you talking
It
about?
don't matter how long we've been dating. You get one weekend.
So say you've been dating someone for 4 years
Yeah.
and she kind of messed up one weekend. She didn't want to talk to you. She didn't want to have sex with you. She was just, she'd been having a moment. So that's the weekend that you're gonna say,
We're gonna circle it back around because eventually we rejection is really, really, really high to me. If you reject me, in a sense, I need an answer on why. Now I'm not gonna sit here and beg nobody for no coochie. That just ain't in my
Repertoire.
arsenal or repertoire. That ain't in my arsenal. But if I try to make advance and you pop my hand or some shit, oh, you ain't gonna do that again. I won't give you the opportunity to do that again. You got 7 days to say, you know what happened the other day, da 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 da, and I'm cool. But after that, you ain't got to worry about me no more because I'm not gonna sit here and beg nobody for some attention.
Right.
I don't. It doesn't have to be sexual attention. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is what's for
4 years, 4 years, and you just
it because you got to understand for you to do me like that. To me, them 4 years didn't matter either. If I press up on you, if I'm not even worth an explanation on why you did that, then you don't give a damn about the 4 years either.
Right.
If
Yeah.
I come up behind you to kiss you and you said, and then you walk off and 7 days pass and we don't relive on why that happened, fuck
Yeah.
them 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Could I read? I just want to read Patricia Baker a comment. She says, "3 small children. That woman probably doesn't have the energy for sex. She's probably mentally and physically tired too." So, Patricia, first of all, let me just say this to your women. Let's get this disclaimer out the way. It's real for what a woman has to do to take care of 3 small children. Postpartum is real. Okay. So I'm sympathetic with that and understand it and support a woman and will work through it with that. Now, Patricia, let me show you where your comment is kind of off base. I'm not going to be rude. Let me show you why it's off base. You said that she may be physically and mentally tired. Listen to what the man said in the letter. He said, "I can't even get no quality time because she will go out. Because she wants me to get in the streets with her. And if I don't get in the streets with her, she gets frustrated." Oh, so if she's mentally and physically tired, then how's she getting into the streets? See, that's what I'm saying. Are you listening to the letter, what the man said? Hell no. You're coming up with your own opinions on certain things. Listen to what the man said. She ain't mentally and physically tired. She's getting out in the streets.
well,
You
I
understand?
mean,
Getting out in the
first of
streets.
all, Victor the one brought up the thing about her being tired. She got 3 small kids.
I said that. I said that.
And I disagree with Victor on that too, because in his letter, he basically said she gets upset because I won't go out there because I just want a little quality time just to stay home. And she gets upset because I won't get out in those streets with her. So let's take that out of there. Victor and Patricia, I disagree with y'all because she picks and chooses when she's physically and mentally tired now. Oh, it's sex. Oh, no, I can't do that. But I can run up and shop and do this and get out in the streets and so and so. That's why I shoot both of y'all down on that. All right?
I
Listen to
mean,
what he said.
you know what, Fatima, you're right. I have to. Is it 9:30? It's close. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. She can. You are right. I cannot say that she is tired with those kids because he did say that she goes out and he gets mad because she won't stay home.
I'm trying to figure out
you,
where y'all saw that in the letter. Where
it's
you
No,
towards the
no, no,
end. It's
no.
towards the end.
Yeah, he said
let
that
me look back at
she.
this letter
No,
because
I
I'm really
no. Victor said that. He said, I know what he said. He said, I can't even get quality time when I want to just stay home, and she gets upset when I don't go out in the streets with her.
Yeah,
Right.
she
That's what
said
he
that
said.
in the end. That's in the end. Now I know what some people gonna say, so let me go ahead and say it before they get you a chance. They gonna say going out the streets is like Walmart, Target. He did not say that. He didn't say going shopping or going to grocery stores. He said in the streets, and we all know what the streets is, clubbing and stuff like that. So before you little chicken heads get the jumping on her side and clucking, that ain't the streets.
Yep. And Patricia, you
okay. He
said she
said
needs a break from the kids. And we who says she doesn't? He said he wants to stay home. He's staying home with the kids. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, she does need a break from them damn
I
kids.
need to read this
Yes.
whole letter over again because I think some things that y'all are coming up with yourselves. 'Cause I don't know
You
some of
gotta
these
read the
stuff that
whole
y'all
letter. So
talking about.
go to the point that where he said she, the quality time when he wants to stay home and she gets upset
He says
when
a husband wants to sit in the house and chill sometimes instead of knowing his wife is going to have an attitude if he doesn't feel like getting in the streets with her.
there you go. That's all I'm saying right there. Get in the streets with her.
I've explained.
Veronica, read the letter again. Just read the letter again, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go really quick because this is a lengthy letter. Okay. Dear Tangy T, my wife and I have been married for 12 years. I'm 40 and she's 42. When we met, I had a son who is now 18, who is living in another state 4 hours away from us with his grandmother, and she had a daughter who is 20, who is now 22. We also have three young kids, 5, 3, and 11 months. I've tried to explain to my wife that I don't feel appreciated or supported. A hardworking husband wants to get off and come home to a good home cooked meal. A husband wants to lay in the bed with his wife and feel wanted and not be the one to always initiate intimacy. A husband wants to sit in the house and chill sometimes instead of knowing his wife is going to have an attitude if he doesn't feel like getting in the streets with her. I've explained this to my wife, but it's like she just doesn't get it. My wife invaded my privacy one day and went through my phone and found an exchange of messages and cash app to my 18-year-old son's best friend mother that I grew up with and known since I was a child. I admitted to my wife that I was only talking to her because I needed that shoulder to cry on. And I also admitted that I was completely wrong for conversing with her. My son was at his best friend's house one day and his car wouldn't crank. So his best friend mother had the car towed and repaired at a nearby shop. So I sent her the money back by Cash App. But of course, I'm being accused of giving her money and screwing her. My wife pulled up my phone records and started texting and calling numbers she didn't recognize. So I blocked her from having access. We are now taking counseling, and my wife told the counselor if I don't add her back to having access to my phone records, it will only prove that I'm screwing my friend and she is going to file for divorce. My response was, I've already admitted my faults and wrongdoing, so it's nothing else to prove. Does it really seem like I'm cheating on my wife? Am I wrong for wanting some type of privacy? Am I wrong for being more than tired and just wanting a peace of mind, even if it means not fighting for my marriage? Sincerely, even when a man is telling the truth, he's still in no win situation.
So there was a part of the letter that I did not realize that and this is just it's so minuscule that I'm like, for the woman to get the car towed and fixed and not ask for the repair bill, I'm like, I
he sent
don't
her
know
the
about
money.
that,
He
bro.
sent her the money.
But she didn't ask for it.
But he didn't
That
have
was
to.
the
But
thing.
did he have to put that in there? She did that, and he sent the money. He did the thing.
He
She
probably
why
wrote
should she have to ask for it? He sent her the money for that. That's the right thing to do.
And bro, I get it, but understand when I'm trying to validate a point, I'm gonna give you all the details on why I did it. Like I'm listen, Fatim, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm still on your side. I'm just saying that piece of information there that I really kind of really wasn't paying that much attention to is suspect. That's it. I'm
No,
not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's guilty.
not
All I'm
saying
saying is that's suspect.
not, and I get it, Victor. Not saying that he's guilty, but like I said earlier, some men are not going to get how a woman is going to view this. Let me say that some women are going to view this letter as, yeah, he doing something dirty. He doing something behind her back. Then you're going to block her from the phone.
I'm gonna block up because you calling all numbers that you are not familiar with. What if it's somebody that calls from my job and then you call one of my supervisors back and curse them out and start interrogating them, or not even curse them out, interrogating them? You make me look bad in front of my job. You ain't got no right to do that. You have no right to go in my phone and start calling numbers that you're not familiar with. What kind of crap is that? That's
Fatim, I need you to read this comment, man.
Got it. Letitia Mefan, I guarantee you, if it was vice versa, he would have been served her divorce papers. Coming from a resolution perspective, without pointing fingers, both of them need some TLC. So they need to come together as husband and wife to bring fulfillment back to each other.
They would
answer,
definitely look at
answer that first part. Answer the first part, Fatim.
Please.
Put it back up there. Put it back up there.
If it was vice versa.
I guarantee you, if it was vice versa, he would have served her divorce papers. Coming from a resolution perspective, a man. So to answer that point, to be honest, like Veronica said, men and women are different. Men deal with things differently. Yeah, men are possessive. We are possessive, and when things happen like that, I don't go as far as the divorce papers, but he would have been hot and upset at the end of the day. Of course he would have been. Let's be real.
Is she right? Is she right?
Who's right? Who's right? Is the woman right?
Letitia saying if it was vice versa, he would have just went over the edge.
I understand her point. I understand her point, and I can't not disagree with you, Letitia.
That's a good point. Yeah. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. See, half of the time we don't take the time to put ourselves in significant other shoes. And I think I shared a post the other day, yesterday or something like that. If you don't want someone doing it to you, don't do it to them. Point blank, period. He would have had a fit if he would have saw her sending cash apps to this man. He would have had a fit if he seen a thread of text messages back and forth from her and her friend. There's no telling what those text messages said. He didn't get into detail about what kind of text messages they had going back and forth. That's what I'm saying. We have to pay attention. It goes both ways. Put yourself in your significant other's shoes and see how you feel. Go ahead.
And I've done that. And I've done that before. And I've given an example of that where, if a female comes up to talk to me, that's in the neighborhood and she don't speak to my wife and my wife gets upset, she has every damn right to get upset. Right. And it happened where a guy did that, speak to my wife and didn't speak to me. And I mentioned to my wife, get his ass straight. Yeah, he got one time to do that again, and she spoke to him. And the next time he saw us, he approached both of us and he told me straight up, he said, I didn't mean any harm. I didn't know you, bro. He just gave me whatever the bullshit may have been, whatever. But the bottom line is he moved like a man supposed to move. I can't sit there. I said it's the BS, but he gave me that respect. And from then on, if he saw me or her together or not together, he always spoke. And that's all to it. So you're right.
Who's gonna believe everything that somebody put in a Cash App box? I mean, come on. You can write anything in a description on Cash App. Let's be real here.
Oh, you can?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had to put exactly
you can. You can. The point is that, and Veronica does say it. She does say it. She just don't put the energy on the other side. But she does say it. Some women. And she does say, but I'm going from the benefit of the doubt. I got tons of female friends that I don't cross the line with. And if their child had a problem and I got the money, I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to make sure that car's towed and make sure that person gets on the road. I'm going to do it. That's all to it. So
as long as it's not a malice. As long as it's as long as it's okay with your significant other do it.
But I would tell. It's not about okay. I would tell her I'm doing it.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Victor.
If you friends with somebody I'm dating and you pay for anything that to do with her, me and you got a damn problem.
Why me and you got a problem? You have a problem with her.
If you pay for anything with my significant other,
Right.
we got a problem.
And that's my friend from childhood.
It don't matter if that's
We got
whatever.
you,
We
and you
gonna
not
have
and
a
you not there, and you not
so
there.
understand. Understand. You cannot step outside of your boundaries. See, right now there are certain things that some men cross lines and you shouldn't cross.
That's
All
her
right.
job to call
It
you.
it ain't. Listen.
Wait, Victor.
Hold up. Go ahead.
Victor. So if her son was in this part of town and she lived in Dillon, right? And her son is over here. He contacts me. He can't even reach her. Then we get her on the phone. Her job, I don't know you like that. Her job is to call you and say, Vic, yo, so-and-so stuck. Give you the opportunity to say you will handle it. If she can't reach you and I do that, why do we have a problem?
So I don't give a fuck if my chick on the damn moon. You better wait till I fucking get there.
I don't operate like that. If that's my friend, we gonna have a problem. We got a problem.
Just give it a second, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. If my woman is at a damn car dealership and she got a damn flat tire, I don't give a damn if other than your daddy or your brother, you better not let nobody else pay for shit. If you can't get me, you keep trying. You call my mama, and my mama will come up there and pay for it, and I'll get it back. But I'll be damned if you walking next to me and you let another nigga pay for some shit, or I'm riding in the car with 4 tires that Fatine paid for. Ain't no damn way Vic White getting in that. That car will be missing 4 fucking tires. Cause I'm gonna bring you your damn tires.
But you ain't got to bring them to me. But that's your issue.
No. Oh, you getting them back?
No. That's your issue with her. That's not my issue. If that's what you laid a law down in your relationship, then she should not step out of. She shouldn't step out of those boundaries. Because I'm not going to. I don't have nothing to do. If she calls me and she can't get you, that's not, I don't answer to you. I'm gonna give you respect. Yo,
you don't
get him.
But that's your woman now.
I'm not gonna leave her stuck, bro.
That's your woman now. Because I don't want her. I don't want no woman that feels comfortable.
She's still gonna be my friend, but
okay, she your woman now. You can screw her all you want to with them 4 tires. Y'all can screw on them 4 tires.
But what the onus is not on me, Victor. I agree with you, but the onus is not on Brother Fatine. It's on you and her. If she disrespects you and reach out to me because she can't get you and she's stuck, and there's only 30 minutes left of this store closing, I'm paying for them tires. And then you got to have a conversation and you be like, if you say what you got to say to me, I understand. But that's not between me and you. That's between you and her. You
know what, Fatine? You're right. You are 100% right. The issue is not between me and you. But you coming to get her shit out of here. I'm going to tell you that now. I mean, I cannot be no more serious than that because as a man, bro, it's pride to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she called me and like, baby, the store closing and Fatime up here, first of all, why the fuck is Fatime up there to start with? See, there's a whole bunch of different conversations.
You thinking like us now? You thinking like us? Go ahead, Vic.
But I'm being like so serious when I say this, and I know people think that's whatever, but if my woman lets another man other than a family member pay for some shit, him and whatever it is he paid for, I'm out. Because now if I can't do it and I can't get it done, then we gonna have a conversation. But if you can't get me, you just gonna have to be without until we had this conversation. But I'll be damned if some nigga walk around here like, man, that nigga Vic, man, his old lady came to me for some tires and shit and da. Nah, we ain't doing that, bro. We ain't doing that. Not over here on the aisle. We ain't doing that. Yeah, Jason, if she stuck on the moon, stay there until I get there. Because I'm coming.
That's just below the belt for me.
Letitia, what's below the belt? Please, because we said a lot.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. The same way you feel, Victor, about that situation, That's why I say you got to reverse it and put yourself like 15. Will you be okay if your lady paid for something for another guy and she didn't tell you and you see it on the cash app where make sure you put in the description, I bought a beer set or I bought tires for blah blah blah. I had to get this for
Well, I mean, of course, I mean, we would be upset. And the guy said he messed up at the end of the day. I believe in transparency. I agree because I'm listening to everything Victor said. Now, when Victor would have said, Fatine knows me, I know Victor. So if this happened, then I know that if I know Victor and then I grew up with his woman and she reaches out to me, I'm like, yo, did you reach Victor? Well, I can't get Victor. You need to keep trying because you know how Victor moves. You understand what I'm saying? You know how Victor moves at the end of the day. And if she can't get out, I'm gonna try. Yo, Vic, I'm trying to reach you, man. So and so, she's trying to reach you, and this is the situation, man. You gotta call somebody back here, bro. Cause see, now it's different. Now I'm stepping out my boundaries, Vic. If I know how you move, but if I don't know how you move, then that's that. But to answer your question, yeah, of course, we will be upset. We're not saying that. We never justify. He said he was wrong, and I'm glad he said that. He was wrong for going to her like that, or not telling his wife that he did that. We can't justify that. He said he was wrong. We agree he was wrong. But transparency.
But you was going in on these ladies in the comments that saying blah 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 blah, and you saying, "Well, this is why men don't open."
I went in on that.
No, but we're going.
I went in on those ladies because y'all were not listening from the perspective of some of the things he was saying at the end of the day.
Like you don't listen sometimes because you just.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. But and that's why you go, and that's why they have the comments to come at me. I'm not skin thin. I mean, I'm thin skin. So it is what it is. But I'm just saying from our perspective, from a man writing this letter, it's not just taking up for the man. It's just that I don't see a lot of wrong. And the mistake he made, he owned up to it. So when the man opened up, wrote a letter, owned up to his damn mistake, I'm backing the brother. I'm backing the man. Damn right. And I've been there.
So I'll say this. I have my cousins, female cousins, have asked me for things while they had a boyfriend. I wouldn't do it. I'm like, nah, because I'm not getting into that. Because that I don't ever want to purposely make a man feel like less than a man. Now, when it comes to men, there's a lot of pride that comes with some men. I can't say all or most, but some men, there's a lot of pride. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she was to go to my brother or a few family members, I'd be like, okay, cool. But I got some family members that's like, you better not go to them because they love me to death, but they'll backdoor me in a second. And I know they would.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how to deal with them. But I don't ever want to make a man feel like less than a man.
That's why you have to be careful. And when, like I said, when I said, why would y'all go to the opposite sex? Like, why wouldn't you go to a cousin or aunt or a sister or whatever? I'm talking about people that y'all can trust. I'm not, because you got family members that are I'm talking about the ones that you can really pour your heart out to and it won't go anywhere. Like I have some close cousins on both my male cousins and female cousins, and I know things won't go anywhere. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about these cousins that love to run their mouth. So
well, your best cousin is Mr. Johnson.
Careful with him.
Mr. Johnson speak them facts, baby.
So Veronica just said something. So Veronica, again, just listen, because you didn't say a lot that I didn't disagree with. A couple of little things, but we basically on the same page. You're taking the woman perspective, giving the woman perspective, and that's it. Great. That's all I didn't want to take this show this direction. I swear I didn't want to do it, but now I'm gonna do it. You know why some men do that? Because they love the female energy. Some men ain't going to a man, they ain't going to a damn female cousin. They, especially in a circumstance where they feel frustrated, they don't feel like a man, and a man can get that energy from another woman. Again, I'm not dealing with him for a minute. I'm stepping out of this letter for a minute. and say why some men go to other women, because we like that energy. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna stop playing with it. We like it. And I've told y'all before, I know Veronica gets hot, but we love that attention. And that's all to it. Just like women like attention different ways, we like the attention at the end of the day. We may not go and get the shoes and the outfits or whatever, but when things ain't going good, we like that female attention. And that's all to it. And that's something about us. That's our nature.
I can't disagree with you. Not one bit.
There you go.
I hate to say that, but I don't say I hate to say that, but I don't like for Team Gay to playbook away, but he ain't lying.
That's all to it. And y'all get mad at that, and y'all get mad to the earth, the sun disappears, because that's how men move. They move like that in the Bible. They move like that in the past. They move like this now, and they're gonna move like that in the future. And y'all ain't gonna change it. Some, yeah, right. Some.
So I'll say this. I went venting with a chick one time, venting, and took her shopping just to hang out. I've done it. Because
your other know about this shopping spree?
You said what?
Did your significant other know about this shopping spree?
No. I took her shopping because the person who I was with didn't. I mean, it was still like a venting session, but the person who I was with, they were getting on my nerves. So I'm like, so and so, man, come on with me for a second. And because it just felt good, because I wasn't going to. We was beefing, and she didn't probably want to hang with me. So I had a moment where I visualized her, my significant other, and this person spending time together. I've done it before. Nothing ever transpired. We both got something out the deal. I got some weird emotional help, and it kind of, I felt good, warm and fuzzy and shit. And you got some free shit. It's happened.
That's the breaks. And see, while
I'm home, I'm at work. You out here taking another female shopping.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't in a relationship like that. No, but not nothing serious like that. But I was, dibbing and dabbing here and there, and somebody pissed me off, and I was like,
I thought you was talking about like in a serious relationship.
I mean, to me, all relationships are serious, in my opinion. All of them are serious because if I'm spending time with you, my time is serious as well. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and play with nobody, but because I ain't going to two-time nobody. But in a sense, was that inappropriate? It probably was. Right. But I didn't cheat. It was no physical touching. It was just like, hey, come with me. Hey, you like this? Hey, you can get that. Go and get that. Whatever. And we went shopping, and then when it came time to pay, I paid for it.
So how about if a dude would have took your friend shopping and you not know about it?
I'd have blew that whole fucking store up.
We act differently, and fortunately, what's good for the gander ain't good for the goose.
That's so not right.
But that's the whole thing. Victor says sometime, and rightfully so, Victor. You say sometime I put things out there, and it's weird to you because you don't move like that. And I'm gonna show you where it worked crazy. I'm in Tower Records in New York, downtown. I'm out with my friend, female friend. I run into my wife's girlfriend and her husband in Tower Records. I introduce my friend to her. When I come home, I tell my wife, "Oh, I was out with Keisha, and Keisha was so-and-so," because my wife she just didn't travel a lot with me like that. And I ran into her girlfriend, Ginger, at the time. I wind up, call Ginger, and I just let Ginger know, because I didn't want to feel like I'm getting stabbed in the back by Ginger, her telling, my wife later that she ran into me. And this is what Ginger said. Well, I wasn't going to speak nothing. Now that's between her and my wife. I was the same. The weird thing, as Victor says, Keisha, my wife knew of Keisha. She didn't meet Keisha at the time. But her and Keisha became best of friends. And unfortunately, they both passed this year. but they were best of friends. My wife spent last Thanksgiving at her house. They became good friends. And that's you call that weird because some people don't do that, right? You know what I'm saying? But they became best of friends because that girl was a friend of mine. I knew her before I knew my wife. And I told my wife about her, but they hadn't met. And when they did meet, they met on their own, crossing paths in the street because we live like 2 blocks from each other. The point I'm just trying to make is, you're right, Veronica. If the shoe's on the other foot, a lot of times us men are not going to respond the way so-and-so. And at the end of the day, we can't sit there and say that our woman, if she finds out that Victor did this or I did the same thing, if she hits the gasket, she's not wrong for doing that. She has the right to be upset, just like we would be upset. Some women are a little bit more forgiving than men. Men are more possessive. We look at our women as part of our ownership. I hate to say it, but that's how we do it. Some women look at their husbands as part of their ownership once you say I do.
So I seen somebody put something. Veronica, I want to ask you this. I hope you answer the question. But so Goddess Toshiba said that is called emotional cheating. Do you agree with that? If that's cheating, from what I said with the whole thing, do you consider that cheating?
Oh, most definitely. I feel like, and I said this before on the show, and I'm gonna say it again. I feel like if you're doing something to your significant other that you can't share with them, that's cheating. If you couldn't go to your significant other and say, "Hey, um, I took Samantha shopping," that's cheating. If you know you can't step to your woman or your man and say what you done, then you know what you done was not right. Yes, that's cheating. Point blank, period. To me, yes.
So there's one more comment I'll get. So you're saying so I explained it. The way I explained it is probably not how it was perceived. So I was giving you an insight on what happened. Now, if I could have worded it just like how, Fatim was talking about. Hey, I saw so and so at the store and they didn't have enough money to get it, so I just paid for it. We just so happened to be there. I mean, I could have worded that different, but I just wanted to be truthful and tell you something that happened. So I know now not to do that.
Yeah.
But don't put me in a position where I feel like that's an option to get some kind of satisfaction in my relationship.
Don't put me in that. That's right.
Don't put me in that.
Don't put me.
So, how?
No, I was gonna just say sometimes and I'm saying we as women, sometimes we don't think about things that we do. Sometimes we don't think. That's why I say I learned a lot from my past relationship. Like sometimes we don't understand how we're making that man do the things that he do.
Thank you.
If that makes sense.
Thank you, and it does.
Sometimes we're not getting, okay, this man has said this more than 3 times. Okay, I'm just not happy. Like I don't like what you're doing. I don't like the fact that, just like this man said in the letter, okay, she's not understanding. Like, I don't feel wanted. I always have to, be the first one to make moves to having, sex or whatever, however he worded it. We have to, as women, we have to start listening to when these men are, because y'all not gonna just come out and like be like, hey, if you don't, I'm gonna have to go over here and talk to Samantha. Like, we know you all not gonna come out and say those words, but we have to really start paying attention to the words, what you all are speaking to us, if that makes sense at what I'm saying. And it goes both ways. You all have to, but I'm speaking from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, you're right on point. And Veronica, I really like this show because you're speaking up and you're presenting that, and that's true. And it was done to me. My wife's ex-boyfriend was on the front page of the New York Daily News for domestic violence. He gets locked up. I come to find out through my wife she wrote him in jail.
Oh, so
She wrote him in jail, right? So at the end of the day, I'm pissed. Of course I'm pissed. Not only am I pissed, we get into an argument, but it's nothing to the point of no abuse, this, that, and that. I made my point. She said, she realized she was wrong, blah, blah, blah. She wound up speaking to her father, and her father said the same thing. You was wrong, and don't do that again. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't say come get her stuff that weekend because, like you just said, Veronica, what happens if it's done to us? And a lot of times us men do things to women that they hit the ceiling, but they stay with us. And I had to look at that from that perspective. I was not happy about it. I was upset about it. But like Victor said, I didn't keep nagging. I made my point when I made my point, and it was known. Matter of fact, the neighbors probably knew it was known. But at the end of the day, I didn't keep going on with it. I finally let it go and just continue on the relationship. The relationship wasn't over, and we just continue to move on. And that's what sometimes, and that's why I say sometimes it does happen to us. And I looked at how sometimes we make mistakes or we make bad decisions. Not always mistakes. That's not a mistake. She made a bad decision. She made a choice. It's a decision. And sometimes our women forgive us. And a lot of times our women forgive us. So what she brought to that relationship, she apologized. She deserved to be forgiven on that. And I did. That's all to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
my blood pressure went up just now. I apologize.
I know, Victor. Trust me, my blood pressure went up that day, bro. But
You use my stamps, my letters, my mailbox, and you put my flag in the air. Shh.
And you use our shopping money to take this chick shopping.
No. I made that money myself.
But that could have been used on me. You could have took me shopping.
But you at the moment you don't deserve to go shopping because you ain't holding up your end of the bargain. That's why you don't.
There was a reason why I wrote that letter. So what you not doing?
Oh man. Oh man.
There's a lot of comments that we miss.
There's a bunch, and we all we all want to apologize for not getting to all of them. We apologize.
But we got to a lot though. We did get to some. Yeah. That's cool.
But I think for the most part, with me, and anybody who's ever dated me will tell you this. Um, I'm a bush beater. I beat all around the bush about what I want. I'm not gonna come out and tell you exactly what I want. I'm not gonna come out here and tell you what I need because I feel like you're not paying me no attention. I'm a beat around the bush. I'm because I feel like that's just like asking me. That's just like you asking me, well, Vic, I want this for my birthday, and I get that for you. You're like, oh, I'm all excited. No, you're not. No, you're not. You might want that, but you also want something else as well. It's like, I shouldn't have to come to you and say, I need some sex. You just gonna find you ain't gonna have no gas in your car one day.
Yeah.
Or, I might come home at 1 o'clock in the morning and just lay straight down and go to bed. It's gonna be little signs you can be like, okay, I need to tighten this dude up because he's tripping. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't get that far.
Yeah.
But I don't come out and say exactly what I want because I feel like if we in a relationship, there are certain things that you should just do. And I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not straightforward. I beat all around the damn bush when I'm with my woman.
Yeah. Veronica, can you read? I think I can capture because something we didn't address in this letter before our final thoughts. I think it's captured in the last two lines. Can you read the last two lines? Because I want to address this real quick before we get ready.
The last two lines?
I think he says what I wanted you to say in there.
Talking when he start asking the questions, does it really seem like I'm cheating on my wife?
Keep going.
Am I wrong for wanting some type of privacy? Am I wrong for being more than tired and just wanting a peace of mind, even if it means not fighting for my marriage?
Okay, so I want to address that because we didn't address that. So he is to the point. He is to the point that it's like he's close to no return because he don't look like he don't even want to. He's like he got the towel in his hand and he's almost to the point of throwing the towel in because he says, "Am I wrong?" For he put a couple of things out there. Is he wrong for this and that? But I'm looking at the point of we talk about communicating and they go into counseling, and it doesn't seem like he's tired now. You talk about her being frustrated and tired and this, that, and other. He's tired. And he's very close to throwing in the towel in this relationship. And I don't know if we heard that, but I'm saying that, you know, if they don't get this rectified, and no, bro, you are not feeling wrong, because if you're feeling like that and not appreciated and not loved and not initiating sex, and I'm going to be transparent, I've been there, it causes you to step out. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And if you're that close, my brother, and you got children and you want to be a good example, like Veronica asks, go ahead and end it, bro. If it's nothing there, go ahead and end it then.
I wanna say this, and I mean this when I say this. Like I said, I've never been married. But if you wanted some privacy, your ass should have stayed single. And I mean that with the bottom of my. There is no privacy when it comes to a relationship. Ain't nothing private but what we doing. And I truly, truly mean that. If a woman asks to go through my phone, here. Now, if you find some shit you ain't like, because anytime you look through anybody's shit, there's always going to be something that you're going to question, even if it's nothing. But if we live together and we skin to skin, ain't no damn privacy. I need to know. I don't need to know everything, but when I ask a question, I need a damn answer.
So what do you mean privacy? I disagree with you, but maybe me and you looking at privacy is different. I think that, you know, we had kids, but when they was like, well, we going over to so-and-so's house, you want to come? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just chill at home. Y'all want me to drop y'all off? I'll drop them off. Just call me when you want me to pick them up. I come home and I got some time. I got some me time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with me time. We don't need to be, even though you married, you don't have to be married in a relationship, Victor. You still need me time. Sometimes like Veronica does, even though she's single now. Well, don't let me do that to Veronica. I don't know. But when she gets with the girls, she gets with the girls. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with having some me time at the end of the day. There is privacy in a relationship. Again, my wife had my code to the phone. I had her code. She asked me to bring her phone. I didn't search her phone because I always thought if you want to look for something, you'll find something. I didn't go through her phone. She didn't go through my phone. If my phone is ringing, I tell her to answer it. I don't say, who is it? Answer it. I don't care. People know we were married. This is what we do. But there is a time that you get some privacy, me time. A relationship 24/7 being around the person, that ain't healthy, bro. You need some me time, privacy.
So you went all the way around that. Listen, when I say there is no privacy, I didn't say nothing about no alone time, me time. But if I'm on the phone and she say, "Who is that?" She getting the answer. If she on the phone and I say, "Who is that?" you get an answer.
That's what I
There
was
is
asking you.
no there is when I say there is no privacy, we're private from every what we have is private from everybody else.
Got it.
But between us, there ain't no damn privacy. Because to be honest with you, if we know we whatever, I'm gonna say, hey man, you got something going on down there. You need to get that shit. Ain't no private.
I
I
got
got
that.
my face. I got my face in your butt.
Uh-uh.
Ain't nothing private. We ain't private no more.
But that's why I asked you, what do you mean by, that's why I asked you that, because you explained that kind of privacy. I got that.
Yeah, he's definitely not talking about like private me time because we all
Me
need.
time. That's why I asked him.
No,
Because
we
you
ain't
talk
talk. That's called alone time. You know, here whatever time you need. But when I'm talking about private, if she say, "Well, how much money you got in your pocket?" I got to come up with an answer, whether it's true or false. But you gonna get an answer.
But
It's like
did you
there's
ask
no.
her? Did you ask your ladies you've been, and when you was in relationships and living with someone or whatever, every time she was on the phone, did you ask who that was? No.
You know why? Because I don't. I should. I'm not going. I'm not going to ask because they know appropriate and non-appropriate conversations to have. I'm not even going to. I'm not even listening to see. Because to be honest with you, I'm gonna leave the room. You get a text message, I'm going over here because eventually, if I pay attention enough, I'm gonna know who it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to piss myself off.
Gotcha.
So I'm not paying that much attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you have an open relationship and you get a text and be like, oh, out of respect, it's just like I said, when you got that a good relationship and the communication is just open, like Victor is talking about, it's not rigid. The relationship doesn't seem stressed or pushed. It gets stressed when you have these ups and downs and you can't come to no remedy if you're communicating and talking about it and you both are trying to make it better. But if one person is complaining and the other person is igging you and not taking in consideration and making you feel not wanted or less value, that's the quickest way for problems to enter that relationship.
So let me say this. I can't help who texts me. I can't help who call me. But what I can control is how I respond. That's
Correct.
the only thing I can control. If ex want to text or call me at odd times, I mean I will answer the phone, but you ain't getting no way with me. So I'm telling you, I get it. People can't, I've heard some guys get upset by, comments under girls' posts and somebody might heart something. She can't control that.
Right.
She can't. Now, how she responds to it is completely up to her. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at somebody is hearting my old lady post. I'm gonna just give her some extra battery. You know what I'm saying? Damn night. She
Close,
getting.
it's
She
close to
gonna
10
get.
o'clock.
Yeah, she gonna. I'm getting sleepy too, but she gonna get extra battery. She might get the Energizers instead of the Duracell battery. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's it.
There you go, Vic.
That look kind of big. That must be a double A.
You still got it being sleepy.
Yeah, it's definitely triple. Oh gosh. Let's see. So what I can't stand him.
Oh, put it up. Veronica is a single since I talk so damn much. Maybe I need to tell it. Okay, well, that's her business.
I can't stand Noah.
It ain't her business. We a family. We ain't nothing private.
See, that's a family member that you don't tell your business to right there.
I've always known Noah to hold all secrets. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Goddess says, Noah, go to bed. If I answer the phone or respond to a text while I'm with my man, I'm going to tell him who it is. I mean, if I feel like if I'm in a relationship, I don't have anything to hide anyway. So I feel like if he asks, like, who is that texting you this time? Yeah, I'll tell him. But I don't know if I just come out and say, what? That was Felicia text me.
I'm already think that's a lie. As soon as you say
Right,
that,
right.
I'm like, yeah, all right.
That was Samantha text. He gonna be like, well, why she keep telling me every time somebody texts her?
Exactly. Or whoever calling her. Ain't none of my damn business who calling you.
Right. So if he asks, that's different. But I'm not gonna just volunteer and just tell every time.
No, that's to me that's suspect. But whatever. Hey, if that works for her, hey, continue to do that.
I learn in relationships. I hear what y'all saying, but most people have some kind of secret they keep to themselves. They don't tell everything in a relationship. They
No,
just don't. They don't. And y'all sit up there that want to,
no.
put these comments out there. If y'all live in a perfect world, fine. But if you live in a glass house, y'all be y'all be the first to throw the first stone. Because y'all know y'all don't tell your significant other, if y'all have one, everything. Because we don't. We don't. Because we know it's gonna start some shit, or it may not be appropriate, or it may be cool, but it's just gonna fly off the handle. So you just keep it to yourself and you keep moving. That's what girlfriends and your guy friends are for. You tell your girlfriends a little bit more of what's happening, and guys tell their homeboys, yo, blah, blah, blah. That's how life is, y'all. That's
I'm
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I want to be clear when I say there's nothing private. I ain't stupid, huh? I'm not telling her everything.
All right.
But if she asks, she's gonna get an answer,
Right.
and it's gonna be and truthful. It might not be 100% true, but it's gonna be a truthful answer
Yeah.
that can maybe satisfy her question. Like she said, "Let me see your phone." I might throw it in the bathtub. I don't know, but then I'm gonna give it to her. It's a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
I'm just saying it is
No.
what it is.
And I'm gonna just tell you this, and this is not to all women, because I'm all women, but it was told to me. It was told to me in a situation. Don't always tell us. This is a tall female saying, don't always tell us everything, even though we ask, because some of us cannot handle the truth. And I didn't realize that. And not only did my
Not to
significant
me.
other tell me that, other females told me that when a circumstance came up and I was getting their opinions, they all agree with her, even though
I mean,
they can't handle it. Sometimes you can't handle the truth, and sometimes you just don't give it. And that's what I'm just giving you. What again? This doesn't apply to all. If it fits, it fits. If it don't, it don't.
yeah, I mean, and I'm with you on that, and that goes both ways. I mean,
Yeah.
we can say that we want to know, like, tell me, are you really? But then in the back of our mind, we like, please let him say no, or please let him, I don't want to hear it, but I did want to ask the question. But I mean, yeah, that goes both ways, because I'm pretty sure you men have asked the question that you really didn't want the answer to, but you asked anyway.
Because we can't
No?
handle the truth. We can't handle the truth.
All
That's true.
right. Well, this has been really good tonight. So
This
this
was
been,
good, and you did very good, Veronica, because you gave that perspective of
thank you.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, yeah, let's get into final thoughts. Continue.
Real quick, I'm just looking at listening to this letter and walking into your similar footsteps, my brother. Before you go out there and feel to the point that you push to go out there and do something, that's that final conversation you have with that person. And if you feel like that's it, then you got to throw that towel in, and that's all to it. If it's not getting better and you got 3 small children and they got to grow up, yo, unless you were the kind of father that just gonna sacrifice your feelings, and it don't look like you're gonna sacrifice your feelings for the next 15 to 19 years, brother, be honest with yourself. If you're not happy, just talk to her, and if it doesn't change, then you know what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I can do, and like I said, I still got everything wrote down. Um, they were married 12 years, right? Or they were together 12. It was something like that. Anyway, I got 12 years wrote down.
Yeah,
Um, Ma'am.
12 years a slave, huh?
Mary.
12 years a
So if
slave, huh?
they were married 12 years, bro, I'm gonna ask you to see for the first 7 years, how was it? Because you may can get that back. If she gradually changed after the kids, then that may be your affection problem. But if you're questioning your relationship, I don't see why. I see why you're still there, but at the end of the day, like for team say, you're going to have to make a decision on what's important to you. Either you being a family man or your personal happiness. So we're talking. You got an 11-month old. You got at least 18 years at the very least to fake it. And that's a long damn time to be a prisoner in your own relationship. And and
Yeah.
that's crazy. So I'ma just say, man, you gonna have to make the choice. To women, it might not seem like that much because like just give her access to the call log. You know, you shouldn't have done this. But there are is deeper rooted than that because this guy does not feel appreciated by the woman he said I do to. So
There you go. Right
I'm
on.
done. Yeah.
Right on point.
Yeah, great advice from both you guys. First of all, thank you so much to this man that took the time and wrote this email letter. We appreciate you because, like I said, we don't get a lot of letters from guys. So thank you so much, and we want more. Like this was so good. We women, we love to hear, the man perspective on things that's going on in in a male's life. We don't want to look from the outside. We want you to tell us sometimes. Um, but I want to speak to the ladies. Ladies, we have got to start paying attention. And what I mean by that, we have got to start only thinking of ourselves. And I can admit, like, previous relationship, like, it was all about Veronica. I wanted, and I know I'm not gonna blame the Leo in me because that's us. Like we like things when we want them done right then. Like it's all about us. But we have to learn that we have men in our lives, and we have to satisfy them in the way that they deserve to be satisfied as well. We just can't make it about us all the time, even though we want to, some of us anyway. We can't make it about us all the time. Yes, we be tired. Yes, we be on this routine thing where, we do our daily lives and, blah, 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 blah. But we have to think about these men. And I know some of y'all like, what are you doing for me? But seriously, think when these men are telling us what they're missing, what they're not getting. This man said he wasn't getting these things in a letter, and he said that she just don't get it. So he had to be telling her over and over again what he wasn't getting. So it's up to us to do those things. And I'm not saying be a slave or whatever you want to call it to your man. I'm just saying like we really have to pay attention to what they're saying, or they will go out here and talk to the Samanthas. They will go out here and talk to Felicias, even though half the time, some of us women, like, even if we're going through those things with our better half, we still will sit there and take it. We really have to be on the edge to step out on our man, even though we probably not getting what we deserve at home. We still have to have at least one foot out that door before we actually start talking to the Freds and the Lamonts and you know what I'm saying? Some of us, some women may be quick to jump
That's
and
true.
just step out. But I'm saying a lot of times we take the time to try to make things work. But to this man, I'm gonna leave it because I think dad gave you some great advice. So hopefully it will work out for you. I hate to see any couple that's going through stuff like this, and especially with small children involved. But you have to live your life. You can't. You shouldn't stay in a situation where you're miserable. I know a lot of people that say, well, I'm gonna wait till my children graduate from school. I'm gonna wait until, listen, time waits for no one. And if you want to sit there and be miserable for the in 18, 19 years, what, more power to you. But if you feel like that relationship is not working, you got to do what you got to do. Point blank, period. So, on that note, we wish you the best. Thank you again for writing your letter. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate y'all. You know I can be long-winded when it comes to the closing remarks, and I apologize for that. But anywho, thank y'all so much for your comments. Thank y'all for a lot of comments. Like we said, we didn't get to your comment. We will be going through because I feel like we missed a lot of good comments tonight. So Fatine and Victor, I definitely think we should go back through the comments if we don't tonight, like throughout the week, and just going through the comments and answering if we need to. Once again, thank y'all so much. If you have an email letter, if you have a topic suggestion, if you would like to be a guest on Tangy Tea of Life, please email us tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. All right. We love to hear from both men and women, when it comes to things that's going on in this big old world. We all have stories that we can share, and we don't have to know your name. I'm the only one that sees the emails. Just share it with us because you never know what someone else is going through. So send your email letters, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Brother Fatine, thank you so much. WBLS radio station, New York. Appreciate you, my brother. Welcome, my brother Victor. Damn it, boy, White. Appreciate you. So good. Thank you. Thank you.
And Sister Veronica, drinking that plant milk. Good question today. Thank you for that. That was a good one.
Thank you. I had some people inbox me saying that they really enjoyed that little video that I made. It was very helpful. Talking about the milk. I don't know if you saw it, Victor, but I was talking about the plant-based.
Yeah, plant milk. And just a comment to the viewers. We always say, without you, there's no us. And at the end of the day, from other podcasts out there, you get us going. We're passionate about what we say. We're not taking it out on personal. Our emotions go run high because we're passionate about what we're saying. Sometimes y'all are here to criticize us. We're not thin skinned, and please don't take it personal. But if anybody feel like Victor said earlier, if you feel offended on our response or our tone, we apologize for that. But that's the beauty of the show. That's how we roll here.
Yes. Oh, look who's rolling in at 10:15.
You want to do it all over for Yoshi? Let's start all over.
No. Yoshi, watch the replay. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, a great rest of your week, and just love upon one another. All right? Love upon one another. Family, friends, loved ones, and enjoy this thing called life, man. We only get one. Live it up, live it to the fullest. And until next time, we'll see y'all Tuesday at 8 o'clock, God willing. Night.
Buenas noches.